Hey everyone, Dr. Milk and Reginald Konga back.
Yes, I am Reginald Konga.
No.
Why
Anyway,
not?
because you kind of make all sorts of dirty jokes, and like even by my standards, they're kind of filthy, and they have a lot. You know, it's kind of funny. He was asking me if I would. It was in the part that we started over because I got political and stuff. It was kind of ironic because we were talking about political stuff right after he started the part where he said, "Would you fuck Coco in the ass?"
I never specified in the ass.
Yeah, you didn't, but like I figured it'd be funnier.
That part's on you.
No, dude, you
Anyway,
probably meant
when
it.
someone how do you think I got my doctorate? It's in pornography.
I had a friend who well, actually, his father would pirate movies, and then like one day they almost got caught because they were buying a bunch of CDRs or DVDRs, and my friend said something like, "Oh, he just makes a bunch of porn. What, you got a problem with that?" And the guy just stopped asking questions because he's like, "I don't think I want to know the answer to all this." I thought it was funny.
So did I.
Okay.
I chuckled to myself.
Okay, because I couldn't hear you laughing now. I was wondering if you thought it was funny or if you were furious.
Obviously, I was furious. I was mad. It angered me to my core. I had to stay silent, so I didn't release the beast.
So these jetpack levels are kind of hard. Are not hard because there's not that many obstacles, but they're difficult to control. Put it that way.
Do you know, if Crash was smart, he would keep the jetpack to use on other levels.
Yeah, that would make other levels easier for him. I don't know about me. I think I'd have a harder time trying to move everything. It would take longer. It wouldn't be harder, but it'd take longer to get through the damn thing.
No, I mean like if the gravity was normal and he just had the jetpack, so he could like jump higher and shit.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, I don't know about doing it. Doing the whole game
Obviously,
like this.
it wouldn't be as floaty as this because obviously they're in like a space station.
By the way, why are they in this? Like, did Cortex just have crystals lying around that Crash has to gather for him? Like, he's too lazy to go into a different part of the space station to get them. Because there are factory levels too, and his head is in there, or at least in an Insane trilogy. His head, I saw it the other day. His head was plastered on something in the factory levels, and I'm like, why are we collecting shit for him? I figured maybe this is Brio's house, or I'm sorry, space station. But that's not the case.
Obviously, he's extremely lazy. He found it much easier to genetically modify a bandicoot than to go and pick up some crystals himself. It was just the easier option.
I don't know what to say to that now. This is kind of.
Can we also talk about how his like space station is breaking like so many safety protocols?
It is.
He's got exploded wiring. He's got
like he's got those cherries that are like gonna kill Crash and explode and shit. And he's got his workers like trying to electrocute Crash for no reason. Like, look at those cherries, man. If you hit one of those, you're dead.
Well, I wouldn't really say no reason. If you look from their perspective, a bandicoot has just broken into a space station.
Oh yeah.
I think that's justified.
Yeah, I guess so. But like, do you think he'd tell them in advance? But he doesn't.
No, I think Cortex treats his minions like shit. So obviously he just leaves them in the dark. They're just like, what the fuck? Why is there like a bandicoot with a jetpack wearing pants?
Have you ever thought about like how much of a clusterfuck it's supposed to be to run into like on a daily basis or whatever?
Yeah.
Like he's a fucking bandicoot. Who even knows what those things are back then? I mean, fuck. No one knew
Yeah,
what
they're
a
probably like,
bandicoot
what's this big orange rat thing running at me?
I always thought he kind of looked like a fox personally, but
Yeah, I guess.
Like, I think there are still people who call him like a fox or something like that, and people get pissed off. This part is not that interesting to watch without commentary, by the way.
I don't think it's that interesting to watch with commentary, especially our commentary.
Oh, you're such a kidder.
Yes, kidding.
Lots of self-deprecating humor.
Yeah.
You're kind of good at acting right now. You genuinely sound pissed off. But I'm sure he's kidding for real people. But I mean, like, it comes from a
No,
place.
obviously, I'm angry and pissed off.
You're pissed off at me. That's why you're still in the Skype call with me.
I told you this is community service, isn't it?
Why would the community service involve me? I'm not old. I'm 20.
It's helping special needs.
I knew you were gonna go there. I didn't want to go there myself. I really should have stopped that. Hey, Mike.
Yeah?
This is a bad time to ask you, but was that interruption we had, like, in the last time we tried to record, was that, like, in the middle of part 11 or part 12?
It was literally the last thing we recorded.
Oh, okay, part 12 then, because I was like... I forgot to mute that if it was in part 11, because I uploaded it without looking at it very hard.
Seriously, every single part, you have to talk about the behind-the-scenes stuff, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Like, yeah, you have to mention stuff that we messed up on, and stuff that we have to re-record, and stuff, all this stuff, when you could just leave it completely out.
No, this time I really needed to know, because I was worried that I'd, like...
Yes, but did you need to know in the part?
Well, I mean, I was afraid I'd forget, like, after the part, like, because we still got, like, 10 minutes, I'm sorry, like, 8 minutes left. Running a Let's Play channel is hard. How does PewDiePie do it? Oh, right, he just yells all the time. He doesn't have a co-host.
Yeah, he doesn't have to deal with this shit.
I legit have not seen PewDiePie, like, ever in my life, except for, like, or at least not the gaming videos, because I saw one where he was, like, making fun of people from the Rick and Morty fandom or something. I clicked off of it pretty quick, but I'm like...
The only series I have watched in, like, entirely is his South Park Stick of Truth, his South Park Fractured Butthole, and his Deadpool.
I think someone should just mention that second South Park game, but just be like, Fractured Butthole, you know, make the pun really obvious and just...
Speaking of, I still haven't completed that.
I have not even gotten close to completing that. I mean, like, fuck.
No, it's because I was playing it on the Switch.
Okay.
And I got to the part where you're in the, mansion thing. Do you know where?
I don't know, because I haven't gotten very far in it.
Well, anyway, I completed that and I left, and I was like, I was wondering if there was anything I missed in there, so I went to go back in, and my game froze.
Oh, okay.
So, and I hadn't saved in a bit, so I didn't want to redo, like, that whole boss fight and shit, so...
well, I would say...
I just haven't picked it up back since then.
Like, it kind of turned me off the very first time, because it's not as... Like, in the first game, it, like, Cartman's like, oh, you're gonna save our lives and shit, even though he, really just wants you to pay money to him so he can have more money, because he's fucking Cartman. But the second game starts, and it's like, oh my gosh, this little kid in a fucking crown, what a dumbass. I guess I'll pity him because he won't leave me the fucker alone. It's a big difference to me. I feel like I'm not wanted at all, and I'm like, well, I could have just not paid for this fucking game. It's a small detail, but there's shit like that, like,
I enjoy it.
All throughout the beginning, and like,
yeah, but it's just Cartman. Cartman treats everyone like shit.
It's not in a funny way either. He's like genuinely annoyed, and like, he's just mildly annoyed. He's not like telling you off or being like douchebag. We can still do this. We can be master and slave again, like in the first game. It's like more like it's more like what
master and slave, really?
Yeah, and like there was one other thing, like the classes. You only have 3 at the start, and I'd be fine with that. But like I spent forever, and I still couldn't have any of the other classes. Or it felt like a long time. It felt like an hour or 2, and I'm like, why can I still only select these 3 classes?
Well, eventually you get all the classes.
I know that, but like I figured I could at least get 4 instead of just the ones they showed off with like a year before the game came out.
I mean, you first start off with 1, then you get dual class, then you get a triple class thing, and then you get all of them.
But like, you only have those 3 at the beginning, and it bothers me because I'm like, why do I only get these ones I've already seen a million times? Cause like, well, not a million times, but you get the idea. They're not that interesting compared to the ones you unlock later. They're just like these 3 generic classes.
It's because if you had the other ones right away, you'd be too overpowered.
But
you
like,
gotta build up and unlock stuff.
I just
What is patience lost on you?
It genuinely, like, it would be like playing like a Sonic game and like spending forever trying to get customization. Like if Sonic Forces was actually a long game and it took like 8 hours to beat, like it would be like playing through all the original Sonic Forces to get to like the good stuff. And like, you know, you get my analogy here because I brought up Sonic games.
It's not that long before you get a second class anyway.
Okay, well you mean a 4th, but anyway, like I just don't like that. Like I'm actually like way more interested in like these other superheroes that like aren't douchebag, because like the fact that they already have their moves unlocked and shit. Like not the human kite is kind of boring, but like Super Craig, I kind of find his moves. I don't know. The whole game just feels like it tried to be more complicated and it tried to be more complex, but like at the same time, it's like more is not always better.
Well, I liked it.
I mean, it'll probably win me over like by the end of the game when I finally get my ass around to playing it, but like so far, it probably won't be as good as South Park: The Stick of Truth, but it'll probably be like pretty close by the time I get going and shit.
The only reason I got it on the Switch is so I could play it alone without being on the TV when my mum watched.
Oh, I get it. Okay, because I was about to say, if you're going out in public just to be alone, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Are you fucking stupid and shit?
No, I mean, I can play it on the bog. While masturbating.
That was what everyone thought you could do with the Wii U, and like then they found out it wasn't handheld. It was just like, well, not everyone, but like most people thought it was just an accessory. But you get the joke, you know? I mean, fuck.
Alright, I think we're ending it, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Let's actually let's cut it off here, just because there's not anything else I do. I just wander around for some reason.
Alright, bye.
Bye.